Hi there. Now we're going to read lesson 260. Let me remember God created me. Father, I did not make myself, although in my insanity I thought I did. Yet, as your thought, I have not left my source, remaining part of who created me. Your Son, my Father, calls on you today. Let me remember you created me. Let me remember my identity, and let my sinlessness arise again before Christ's vision, through which I would look upon my brothers and myself today. Wow, what a powerful prayer. Father, I did not make myself. How many of us think that we made ourselves, so therefore we have to make all the decisions by ourselves? Sometimes we don't even go to our parents for assistance because I do this all by myself. And that belief keeps us isolated and thinking we've got to survive and protect our own selves. Although in my insanity, it's insanity that we thought that we created ourselves. And yet, as your thought, we are God's thought. I have not left my source, remaining part of who created me. So we are in the mind of God. What we are is pure consciousness. What we are is energy. Quantum science, we are discovering that what we are is made of energy, that there's really nothing solid in the universe, that it is all the experience of beliefs that have created the experience of solidity, but there really is no solidity. When you drill down into everything, all you find is energy. So because we have not left the mind of who created us, we are being imagined by God. We are being thought by God. If God ceased to think about us, we would cease to exist. So if we are here, whether we're physical or non-physical, as the soul that we are, which is eternal, God wants us to be here eternally. Souls don't disappear because what God creates in perpetuity, eternally. It extends itself forever. So what we are doing is training our mind to think with God, which means to recognize that we are in the mind of God, being thought by God, which is where we get our power, so we can use that thinking mind, which is ours to use, to think rightly, to be in our right mind, so that when we can think and see the Christ in everyone, we will be seen through the eyes of the Christ in us. The Christ is the part of us that is in alignment with God, being the Father and I are one. So this is what we're doing, is today we're calling on your son, God, that's me, your daughter, is calling on you today. I'm calling on you today. Let me remember that you created me. Now, listen to this sentence. Let me remember that you created me. I want to remember. It's not up to God to remember He created us. God already knows that. It's up to us to accept that we have been created by God. That's how we remember our identity. And let my sinlessness arise again before Christ's vision. So let me remember the truth of who I am, because when I remember the truth of who I am, I lift the veil of separation. I lift the veil of insanity, of ignorance, of arrogance. I let all that go when I realize I am one, just like everybody else, created exactly the same by the same one creator who's imagining all of us, brought us into existence to express love and light on the planet, but then we covered that up with our own ideas, thinking we made ourselves, protecting ourselves, only caring for ourselves, and have created so much pain and suffering for thousands of years. Let me wake up from that insanity, stop the chain of pain, stop the madness, and begin to live my life as what I am, as God created me, the presence of Christ, so that I can love God, because then I know who created me and created me as. I can love my neighbor because I learned to love myself enough to not believe in sane thoughts. Isn't that beautiful? So paragraph 2, now is our source remembered, and therein we find our true identity at last. We have to make the choice to believe the truth. Holy indeed are we, because our source can know no sin. And we who are his sons are like each other and alike to him. So as you begin to see the others as the presence of love, and you begin to activate that love that is in you. That Christ consciousness sees the other as the presence of love, that I now am going to give my love because I will receive the validation inside of me of how good it feels to love. And when it feels really good to love, I won't want to be feeling bad because I don't want to be thinking thoughts that block my ability to extend love. Because if I extend love, I'm not thinking, I'm being the presence of love. But for me to pull love back, I have to think there's something wrong with me, there's something wrong with them, and that is what blocks love. So let me not be insane anymore. I'm not going to think that there's something wrong with me. And in that place, knowing that you and I are one, I'm going to extend the love that I am to you. And in that flow is all of creation been released from my judgment, which means I brought salvation to the planet. I am saving them from my judgment. How beautiful is that? Thanks a lot, and I'll talk to you in the next lesson.